Good morning, Cancer. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. Cancer, this is going to be your May 2024 reading. This will be for your Sun, your Moon, your Rising, and your Venus cross watcher. If that is you, welcome to the channel as well. You guys always discern the messages accordingly. If you're here, you should probably pretty much be aware of how it works, right? So trying to get these May readings out. It's been a crazy week for me. That's become the norm. Quick thank you to everybody who's liked, shared, subscribed, commented, and those of you who booked personal readings. Those readings are booked out for a little while, so if you guys are interested, I would definitely get your emails and inquiries in sooner than later because of the backlog. I don't call it a backlog, but, you know, busy. All right, so with that, Cancer, let's just jump into your reading. I did pull out some other decks of cards that I haven't touched in a while. Felt a little inclined to do that, so that's what we're going to roll with for you guys, I think, this time around. So, Cancer, let's see what's going on in May of 2024. Spirit just said great emphasis on that 4. I do feel like the water signs in general are dealing with a lot of foundational changes at this time. Cancer, I don't think you're going to be spared as part of that, but I do think that it is for the betterment of yourself. Handwriting, authenticity, runes, and perception. Your perceptions around things, it gives me the idea are feeling like they're changing. Starting to see things a little more clearly, starting to understand, like, there's this emphasis around love, Cancer, and I think it's about what touches your heart, what you're recognizing. Are things true? Or, you know, call it true love, if you will. And I'm going to say, I had someone say in the comments the other day, like, is everything about relationships? No. Everything is not about relationships, but I'm going to emphasize this too. Love is universal. Love is in every single thing that we do, right? So your love, what lights you up? What fulfills you? What makes you feel emotional? What is it that you're connecting to? Love is the one thing that we are born with and the one thing we decide if we're going to continue to do or not. You know, and with that, Spirit just said, and people change. Right, so and it could even be Spirit is saying you changing your mind about what the representation of love is to you. I really feel like, Cancer, for whatever reason, you know, I'm not real sure astrology-wise. I know some things are going on, other things I'm not up to par on, we'll call it. But with this, it's like, I keep hearing no man. I don't know what no man means for you, so place it where it fits. But it's around love. And I'm going to say some of you could feel like, you know, with that energy, you may feel like no man, right? And man, not necessarily attaching a gender to it, has had love for you the way you deserve to be loved, Spirit is saying. So whatever that means for you, there could be a breakdown. You're talking about authenticity, a breakdown of what you feel is true and authentic to you. And I'm going to say this could be in life in general. The authentic version of the things that you want to create in your life, co-creating, Spirit is saying. Finally having a deeper knowledge and understanding of what that co-creation looks like and who it is that you are going to work with, play with, have family with, whatever this is for you specifically. Do they show up authentic and for the right reasons? Are they coming from, a, you know, you think of love, it's a kind space, a warm space, a comforting space, an authentic space, a space of integrity. When you think about what love actually represents, respect, kindness, all of those things, you could be becoming, there we go, very clear about what it is that means authenticity to you. Your perceptions around this, again, changing. For some of you, this has been a period of quite some time. And when I say that, Spirit is saying, they're coming in hot and heavy for you guys in words. Unconditional love, right? It is understanding. It is what bridges the gaps between heaven and hell. Okay, Spirit, thank you. Really coming in for you all. But it's this perception, this change that's happening. Some of this could go back. It feels like cycles and even lifetimes ago, Cancer, for you guys, the way this is coming through. Pay attention for feathers. Feathers are, you know, omens. They are the signs, the symbols, the synchronicities of what is going on in the ethereal realm around us, the way that Spirit is communicating with you at this time. I do feel like for some of you, you feel like your well has run dry when it comes to certain people and or situations, or this understanding of what love is. Are the things that you love depleting you, or are the things that you love inspiring you, fulfilling you, making you feel better about yourself and the world around you. I really just feel like you guys are getting very clear at this time about this energy. Now, there's something too separate of that having to do with plants. Some of you could be, you know, planting. I feel like they're more like potted plants or something like that. I'm not sure what that's about. But, okay, Spirit is also saying, oh my goodness, for some of you, not all of you, the flowers are the representation to when something had passed on. This is like a death. You could call this a death, a rebirth. It doesn't have to be a physical death. It could be metaphorical, but there's a representation to that as well. So pay attention to that energy. Like what are the things that are coming up for you? Freedom. Oh, okay. Signal, protection, and signal. I do feel like Cancer, you know, I was listening to something this morning. There's another 4, heavy on the 4s again. Underlying freedom. This is opening you up to a space of pronounced freedom for what it is that is to come for you, and for you to acclaim your power and confidence in these directions. The protection and the signal. Cancer, right now, and I feel like this is water sign related in general right now. When it comes to the water signs, the one thing that I have seen consistently, and Spirit's bringing my attention to, is there's like, when you start to really stabilize foundations, you usually have somebody or something coming in kind of knocking you off of that. And I'm going to say this to you. You think about your equal and opposite sign, okay? That's everything that you could be, should be working and addressing, right? Because there's that balance. We need that balance. So if you're a water sign, Cancer, that's what you are. Your equal opposite would be Capricorn, I believe. There is a need to, right, Capricorn? Yeah, you and Capricorn. So there is a need to kind of, as you step into that balance, that stability, that 4, right, for yourself, you could feel like there are other people, other situations that are trying, excuse me, testing your patience when it comes to certain things. You're definitely gonna kind of want to protect that energy. People could see you as so extremely authentic that they know coming to you, they're not going to get any bullshit or muckery or whatever this might be, and they see that as a space to take advantage of your kindness, right? It's like, don't mistake my kindness for weakness. So I kind of feel like with May, at least Spirit is saying the first couple of weeks, that's where you want to be. Don't mistake my kindness for my weakness, because it's not what it is. It's just you becoming much more clear with yourself about what this representation in regards to love and being authentic to you means, and how those relationships balance out in your life, right? So when you're working on stability, and I feel like a lot of this for you guys is emotional stability. I feel like a lot of this is also stability to kind of like where things were mucky or murky for a while, you're starting to feel more confident in the direction that you're heading, going, now I have a big picture grasp. Because it's like anything that felt difficult for you for the longest time, where maybe your foundations from years ago, you thought you had a good grasp on them. You thought that you knew where you came from. They're talking about where you come from. But now you're realizing, like, you get to create where you come from, where you're going, the legacy that you're leaving behind of who you are. And with a lot of that is other people going, I don't want to see you succeed. I don't want to see you, you know, move on, move forward, do better for yourself, because we want to keep you in this space. I will say to you, some of this feels very family oriented to me. These are like the people that are closest to you. You really have to pay attention to, because I do feel like there's a little bit of confusion still around where to let your guards down and where to open them up. So, you know, it's all about your perception, but I do feel like your perception around communication, conversations, is starting to change. Okay, so very, very important message in that, Cancer, for you guys. All right, so let's see what else for Cancer here for the month of May, Spirit. Ace of Swords, that truth coming out kind of wonky, right? So I'm going to clarify that, guy. See what's going on. You know, the Ace of Swords in the upright in the traditional sense is the truth being told, the clarity that we need, getting that clearer perception, right? A truth, you know, of self, a truth of information coming in. Spirit is saying decoding the truth. With it coming out in the reverse, you could see lies, no potential, you know, falsified beliefs. It's falsified stories that you tell yourself. It could be even a sense of denial that comes in with that. Emperor, again, masculine energy written across this reading, Cancer. So it's kind of like I would say to you, if you know, it doesn't matter, you know, he, she, them, they, right? What gender you identify as, but more so the fact of what the masculine energy in your life has represented to you, and have they been true and authentic? Talking about that balance, there comes the Justice card, that of Libra. You are kind of like trying to rectify them. With the Justice card coming out with the Ace of Swords, I feel like, I don't feel so bad about this Ace of Swords, like, oh shit, is there more lies, more deception? There can be, but I think that you are seeing that more clearly. You're seeing the pros and the cons of situations, of what, again, is true and what is a sense of denial that comes in with this. Hierophant, committed values, your beliefs, your structures, right? That 4, those are our structures, our foundations, and I do think that you're becoming much more aware of what that represents to you. 10 of Cups coming out in the middle position of the present energy. So happiness, harmony, Spirit is saying balance restored as well. 8 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles for the future outcome, and then the Queen of Wands. Cancer, you know, I will say this to you. This is an absolutely beautiful energy that I see you moving into. I feel like you're kind of becoming more grounded with yourself, much more aware of the work that you've done. And the work that you've done over time, like I feel like for a lot of you, you could have been investing that into other people and situations, right? Other things outside of you. And I won't say that they didn't matter, because I feel like they do matter, but at the same time, it's been massive growth and lessons about what that love, talking about that love. That 10 of Cups is emotional fulfillment, happiness, joy, harmony, balance, you know, things to celebrate and be joyful about. And I think you're gaining a clearer perspective on, there are parts of your life that you are truly happy with, and there are parts that had provided a false sense of security for you, and the truth of that coming out. The perception, your perceptions are shifting and changing around what that means for you. Excuse me. Allergies are finally starting to clear up, guys. Yay. It's taken way too long. That 8 and 9 of Pentacles is what you are investing into yourself. And that's a beautiful energy. You are working on you. You are getting to the core of you. You are healing things that are within you that, you know, you may have felt like you didn't have control over for a really long time. Like, if ever, like when you look back at it, hindsight is like, did I ever really have control of my life and my circumstances? Did I really not see how the ego kept me tied up and restricted in some ways? And now stepping into this, I get to work on me. I get to invest into myself. And Cancer, honestly, I think the end result here for you is absolutely stunning. So you're definitely making the right moves when it comes to this energy. So let's see. 2 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords again. Again, you know, it's, you're weighing those options. I talked about those pros and cons, right? You are weighing what the truth means to you. There's something very deep within you that goes, am I denying myself the truth? Am I not seeing this for what it is? And I do feel like you're leaning more into that balanced space of that Justice card, going, if it makes me happy, this is my truth. And I don't feel, excuse me, I don't feel like you're lying to yourself about that. You're just realizing the difference of what that happiness versus the other side of what you thought was happy means to you. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, I had to cough pretty hard, so I was like, okay, we're going to give us a second. All right, let's clarify. Justice and the Ace of Swords, Spirit. The Magician. You know, I'm going to say, Cancer, these past experiences that you had, they've given you, and then the World card, successful completion. They're giving you the tools to alchemize a situation, and I do feel like Spirit has stepped in here at some point to give you that reality shift, that perspective shift. For some of you, you could feel like you're switching timelines with this Magician and the balance, like anything that was out of sorts or didn't quite make sense, you're stepping into more of a space that says, I'm free of this. I'm walking away from this. This freedom and the success is stepping through that portal, right? She's jumping through the threshold into a different world and a space of experience, and talking about that love energy. There's that emotional stability, the Queen of Cups. Cancer, there you are, the moon energy. You really are ready to invest into thyself and what it means for you. Now, in the present energy, the Ten of Cups, Spirit, the Hangman, the Death card. Transforming your happiness, right? What happiness means to you. Nine of Swords. I feel like for some of you, there's still, as we talk about that portal, that shift into the new, this is, you realize where you got caught up in certain ideas, beliefs, especially within your emotions. Transforming those ideas of the emotions. It's almost like for some of you, the emotions were the thing that you clung to the most when it came to certain people or situations, like how it made you feel. And now with this Hangman, you realize how much it held you back, held you up, restricted you from this ultimate happiness that was, you know, meant to be yours. Nine of Swords and Ace of Cups, like, why does love have to hurt? You know, and I've said this recently quite a bit, you know, we cannot experience pain without loving something, because if it didn't mean anything to us, we wouldn't feel any way about it whatsoever. We'd just be like, okay, so what? And to have that pain is to know that we've loved, right? So with that, it's like you're recognizing what that love represents to you, where that love fits for you. And I don't know why, but they're giving me notion to the planet Jupiter, and I'm not quite sure why that's coming in the way that it is. That's very random for the way I read anyhow. So check it out. Find all the details out on Jupiter. Google it, as I say. Google it. But, and I believe that has to do with expansion. So, you know, it's asking you, and you know, that was it Jupiter, but Venus moved in, or not Venus, Jupiter moved into Taurus, I believe. So that could have a lot to do with this. But this is transforming those thought patterns around love. Transforming the things you thought about love that maybe were the things that held you back and restricted you again. So I do think that, like this Death card, you're going from the 12 to the 13, 3 to a 4, right? Again, more stabilized foundations in the way you're viewing your emotions and who you're going to invest those emotions into. And again, I want to reiterate, for some reason, this does not have to be romantic, okay? This is about you, Cancer. This isn't about the partners. It isn't about the lovers. It isn't about, it's about you. You stepping into your fullest potential. You coming out of something that has probably been very difficult to have to review. And now to be able to master those emotions, to understand those emotions, to dig deep and, you could say, indulge in your emotions in a way, but really putting in the work on you. So it's a beautiful energy, again, for you all to be in. Let's clarify. 8 and 9 of Pentacles, please, Spirit. 4 of Pentacles. Don't hold on to the past. I kind of feel like this is more so advice. And then what I think is really interesting here is the 4 of Pentacles. They gave me these 2 cards, and then that's with the 8, right? Allow yourself to heal and then let it go and release it. Because I feel like with this 8 of Pentacles, you may, you know, we always say, we're never done healing, right? Agreed. Always peeling back the layers of that onion. But there will become a point in time that you don't have to work on that thing anymore. You can move on to the next thing, the next layer. I feel like for some of you, you kind of want to keep going back and kind of picking it apart. Let it go. Don't pick yourself apart. Don't pick the situation apart. Because I do feel like that will cause you confusion that you don't need. It's unnecessary confusion, right? But from that, 9 of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles, when you let go of that, you experience more abundance. And the abundance, again, just like the love thing, does not have to be money. It's emotional fulfillment. It's success in those things. It is what your definition of success is for you. What makes you feel like the Queen of Pentacles? You've matured. You've changed. You're looking at it from a deeper perspective with a fresh set of eyes that has grown up. Like, it's almost like you're watching yourself grow up from maybe like a child, teenager, to a mature adult and going, I'm much more capable than I've ever been to invest into myself. And the more you invest into yourself and the more you let this go, the happier you're going to be. You know, do the healing work around it, but keep moving forward. And the Seven of Pentacles is like you are an the Ace of Cups in the Judgment. By making that choice to set yourself free from the constraints of the past here, Cancer, on the emotional level, it's like your abundance is opening up to anything you've ever could have thought was possible for yourself. As I went to pick up the deck, the Fool fell out. This is a new expressive journey for you. Spirit is saying expressive. You know, that Jester is very expressive. He's got all kind of tricks up his sleeve. He's ready to go. He's fun. He's living. He's taking the risk for himself, herself, themselves, whatever. So, you know, I do feel like May is going to be a month of like you starting to really flourish in ways that you didn't think you were. You know, that Queen of Wands, she is, Spirit is saying asserting herself to who she is. So this could just be a very deep lesson on self-acceptance, Cancer, of love. Like maybe where other people fell short to accept you for who you were, or see you for who you were, or acknowledge you for who you are. This is you finally doing it. You're feeling how it feels to feel good about yourself and the direction that you're headed after you leave these certain situations behind. So I love this. Like I got the goosebumps. I got the chills. I love this for you. All right, advice here for Cancer for the month of May, Spirit. This is a good reading for you all. I would still protect your energy. I would be very, you know, not trying to fear monger, you guys, right? But you really want to pay attention. There comes grounding. You really want to pay attention to anybody that gives you the vibe, if you will, of things from the past. You know, when you look at somebody, you meet somebody, typically within the first few seconds, you kind of get a decent feel for who they are and what they're about. And I think as long as you're paying attention, like don't drop your guard to the point that you don't you don't see the signs, right? Family, friends, it doesn't matter. Engagement ring, higher commitment, eternity, partnership, union, completion. To me, Spirit is saying that completion. This is a completion of anything that you had invested yourself into in the past that has proven itself to be a sense of falsified foundations, you know, and as I say that, pretending, deluding, gaslighting, things that have made you, it's almost like running from yourself, Cancer. Running from the deepest, darkest parts of you. I don't feel like that runner is attached in the sense of the chaser-runner dynamic of, you know, twin flames and that kind of stuff. I feel like this is about you. It's, you know, it's like the ghost of our old self, the ghost of the past, the ghost of what we always felt like you may not have realized in the past it was holding you back, or, you know, maybe when things would get tough, you'd want to run, right? Just in general, like, just get me out of here. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to speak about it. I don't want to deal with this. Where I think now that you're feeling more stable and confident about yourself, this completion that is happening for you with that World card as well is allowing yourself to not, it's like building the life you don't have to run from anymore, okay? So I like this for you very, very much. Advice for Cancer, Spirit. Teddy bear, interested in you, blooming romance, flirting, wanting to date. You know, you could see that as relationships if you want to, but I will say this to you. This is about supportive connections. This is about connecting to the right things, the right people, those who actually bring you joy, love, and comfort. Teddy bears could be very significant. Somebody could have gifted you one. But it's a representation of that love, that care, that comfort. And then union, marriage, soul connection, everlasting love, devotion. To me, the wedding ring itself here is not about necessarily a marriage. Again, it can be. But I also feel like, Cancer, this is a devotion to yourself. Learning that, like, you know, we talk about loving other people and giving to other people. It's also learning to devote as much time, energy, and attention to yourself as you have to others. It's a complete shift in, it's like self-acceptance, self-appreciation, loving yourself enough to commit yourself to you. And that makes all the difference in the world as you move throughout the month of May. Take your time to heal and process the things that are happening. Be patient with yourself during this period. I do think you are. I think some days are a little higher, some are a little lower in energy, but I do think that you are stepping into that space of freedom for yourself for the long term. So I like this reading for you guys. I hope it helped. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Personal reads, again, are open and available. You can shoot me a message via the information in the description box below and the About section of the page. And I look forward to seeing you all on the next one. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.